Hello, the life started. How are you all today? Are you excited about today? Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for long. What we're going to do today we're going to complete the technique that we started 2 days ago. And today is a very exciting day because what we're really going to do is we're going to really establish what's our true next step in life. The reason why this is so important and the reason why I'm so excited to share that with you is because you've probably heard the saying that everything in life starts with your next step. You know, the creative process is very much creating something from nothing. You know, it is starting from zero. This is what creativity means. You know, and if you're not starting from zero, you're not really creating anything. You know, you're starting with something already that exists. So the creative process that I'm really talking about and I'm really referring to it is you know, in my Get to Know Me challenge is really about bringing what's really inside of you. It's really bringing what's inside of you and, you know, and taking the necessary steps from zero to completion and bringing your gifts and talents to the world. So without keeping you too long, I'll literally just quickly brief you what's going to happen in this session and we're going to crack on with the true next steps. You know how we established the vision in the first day? We established the vision, we got an understanding, and hopefully you've done the exercise about what's your vision, what are your gifts and talents, and what you'd love to create in life. And yesterday we tapped into the other part of us, you know, to the other part of us that, you know, is the other part of us that created the sense of separation, right? And we established how this other part of ourselves has made us, you know, limited, to have limited experience in life, and we saw how we sabotaged ourselves. We saw all our, you know, limitations, our perceptions, and our behaviors that we were currently doing and are no longer serving us. So, having established those two for the last couple of days, and then receiving intuitive guidance about those two, today we're going to bridge them. What we're going to do today is we're really going to do similar meditation. I'll take you through it again. We're going to step into the vision that we created on day one, and then we're going to look back to our current reality as if it's the past, you know, to our self-sabotaging behaviors, and we're going to receive an intuitive insight about what is our next step in life. You know, we're gonna assume that this, you know, we're gonna assume that we're already there in our vision, and we're gonna look back to our current reality as if it was the past, and we're gonna looking back, we're gonna observe what's obvious intuitively. What was the next step that we took that took us there? That way, we're gonna have a very, very clear understanding of what is our true next step in life. It's very important to just follow me in this process. Again, via the guided meditation, we're going to open up the space to receive this download, and it's very important this to be done intuitively, because your rational mind can go crazy and can give you all sorts of solutions, but they will not be in your highest and best good. They will only come from the perspective of your past experiences, and if you follow them, you're only going to recreate your past experiences. You're not going to actually go into your creative mode. You're not going to go into your creativity, and you're not going to be able to take the required step, the intuitive step that you need to take that propels you towards your true vision. So in order to do that, we need to, you know, calm the mind so that we can open up the space for our intuition to come forth. So what we're going to do, I hope that you have a pen and paper handy or a voice recorder, whatever works best for you. Some people prefer speaking it out. I personally do, but for the purpose of this exercise, I'll write. So I will take you through the guided meditation and we will bridge that. If you need, maybe just take a second to just remind yourself what you wrote over the last couple of days, whilst you know, setting up for this meditation, for this last exercise. And then we're going to start. So I will have a look as well in my vision and current reality, because I will be doing this exercise with you as well. and I will share in the end what's my symbol and what I'm getting, and you know, that way you will see the different types of symbols people can get, visuals and visuals, vocals, or whatever, and how I interpret them, so that you can build your own confidence in symbol interpretation when your intuition sends you the insights. So I really hope that you've enjoyed the last couple of days. It's been a journey for me actually as well to be doing this challenge. I've been learning so much about myself as well, and what triggers me, what not, and it's just been an incredible journey for me to be here. So I do hope that this exercise is going to really open up parts of yourselves that you didn't know before, and I really hope that it will bring you the joys and the love that I'd like you to connect with. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So first, what we're going to do is just sit in a comfortable position to allow the free flow of energy. You know, seated with cross-legged position like a lotus is okay, but please don't cross your legs and arms or close yourself off. Just sit comfortably and allow a free flow of energy. Start deepening your breath and start noticing where you are. Start noticing where you are. Start feeling your body. Start feeling your chest and your pelvis and your legs. Feel the ground. Feel the ground and really connect yourself to the chair or the bed or anything that you're sitting on. Just really ground yourself, really feeling what you're sitting on, where you are, your body. And now imagine that as you're becoming heavier and heavier and more grounded and more grounded, now bring your vision to yourself. What did you see on the first day? What is your vision? Bring yourself back to the energy, the emotion and the vibration. Really remember what you felt and what you experienced when we stepped into the energy and the vibration of who you are and what you'd love to create in life and what you'd love to bring to the world. Your beauty and your gifts. Really create a full picture and image of that again, here and now. For ease of this exercise, you can imagine that you are in a bubble of bright light. And that in this bright light, you have that beautiful energy of your gifts and talents in, on and around you. And you are literally swimming in that beautiful energy of your own gifts and talents and your own power. And you're becoming more and more aware and more connected as you become more aware of your gifts and talents and what you'd love to create in life and what you really came here to create in life, really. What you came here to create. Now anchor yourself in that vision. Anchor yourself in that vision and imagine this has already happened. Really imagine that this has already happened. Imagine this is already a reality for you. And now being anchored in this space, just look back as if you're looking back in the past. Like a distant memory from the past. As if there is another bubble way back behind you that is just bringing like a memory from the past, like a very distant memory of the past. And that distant memory of the past current reality you wrote about yesterday and all the self-sabotaging behaviors that you had been engaging in. And really build an image of that. Really see somewhere behind you, it was that reality that existed for you when you were doing all these self-sabotaging activities and behaviors back then. Build an image of that too. Really remember what it was like when you were doing all these self-sabotaging techniques, and when you were doing all that to yourself. Remember how you felt, remember what you were doing at that time. But continue to stay anchored in your vision, right? Because this is your new reality now. And when you're ready, being anchored in your vision and remembering your past, when you're self-sabotaging yourself in all these ways that you saw yesterday, imagine that there is a bridge. Imagine that there is a bridge between those two places, your past and where you are now in your vision. Imagine that there is a bridge. And now we invite your intuition to inform us, you, me, and everyone participating in this exercise, to receive the full benefit of this exercise, setting the intention. And let's invite our intuition to let us know about what's the next step, the true next step in your life that you took at that time that propelled you later to your true vision that you're in now. What is your real true next step in life that is in your highest and best good? What is the step that was true for you to take at that time that later brought you to where you are now in your vision? Really tap into that. I'll give you a few moments and I'll do that exercise whilst you're writing. Wait for your symbol, really listen. Wait for your symbol. As soon as you get your symbol, start writing a few sentences. you can really ask yourself at this moment in time, what am I avoiding to see? Especially if you're getting stuck, you can ask at this moment in time, what am I avoiding to see about my true next step in life? This first step. Okay. I will advise you to maybe write a few more sentences or just take a few more moments to do that, but because this is a live, I will just continue now, but you can always watch this in the recording and just pause it any time that is convenient for you, and continue to write so that you can get the full and complete picture. But really, intuition works instantaneously, so you shouldn't need too much to really get to your true next step in life. Okay, so I will share mine. So my true next step in life is to let go of what I think and feel in, my self-sabotaging techniques, and were very much related to my fears, that I don't have a complete strict plan for every single step of my journey, and that has been creating resistance for me. And because of that resistance that I've been having lately, I have gone into a bit of withdrawal, and then my energy has been very much withdrawn, and because of that I haven't been able to portray myself the way I'd love to portray myself, and I haven't been able to be completely, authentic and out there the way I'd love to be. So what's come up in my bridge, this is just a reminder of what I got yesterday, what I got for true next step to my vision, is to let go of what I think and feel and really choose my vision. The steps will be obvious as they come, and that everything is falling into place in divine timing. And during that, I also received instances of what's been happening for me lately, because I've chosen my vision already, right? I've chosen, and I'm walking along that path, but things have been coming up for me. I've been triggered on multiple occasions, and sometimes even daily, for things that are coming up for me in relation to my presentation, and in relation to this challenge, or whatever else that I'm doing in relation to my business. And what has been coming up for me a lot, as I said, is that resistance and that fear that I don't have a detailed plan. But actually, I've just been reminded that I don't need to know every single step and every single detail, because everything comes in the right time and place. And I've just been reminded of the last few instances where that happened, The last two instances of when that happened for me is that as soon as I chose that vision, that I am going to put myself out there, that I am going to show to the world what I do, and reach out a wider audience, and as soon as I decided that, everyone, we were already in lockdown, everyone in my house left, and I was left with only one person in my house, who turned out, I didn't know that person very well, I'd have to admit, because we have very different schedules and we're never at home at the same time. And what happened was that he happened to study cybersecurity and to be really good at coding. And one of a sudden, because they closed down his school, his university, he had so much free time and nothing to do, and he didn't want to go back to his country because he just wanted to stay here and just, he's from India, so he wanted to just, be in England, meet people, etc. And he decided to stay here in the house. And he was complaining that he has nothing to do, and that he wished he had something to work with, like a website or something. And then I was like, oh, what do you mean a website? I would like to get a website. I'd love to create a website for myself. And he literally offered to create a free website for myself, because he has nothing to do and he has all these skills and abilities, and it's his hobby to code. So at the moment, it is something that is really obvious, that is a next step for me, and it's just so obvious that you cannot ignore it. And it's just, You know, and it's just fascinating because I didn't know that, I didn't see that coming. I didn't realize that I'm living with someone that can actually do that for myself, you know, that can do that for me. And on top of that, for free. And, you know, it's just been incredible. And then the other thing that happened last week was that as soon as I started building my website and working with my housemate, I realized that I have enough pictures of myself only for my homepage, but I didn't have, you know, pictures for the About Me section or any other section that I'd love to include in my website. And all of a sudden, somebody appeared on the internet who offered me free pictures. And it turned out to be a Bulgarian guy, and we turned out to share so many common things. And, you know, he came and did an incredible photo shoot of me in the forest right next to me, where I was, you know, had freedom to go as wild as I love and to capture all the moments that I'd love to capture with a camera, so that, you know, I had requirements that for me that needed to be authentic, needed to show my wild nature, etc. So, you know, he came specifically to my house, to the forest where I live, because he told me that he wants to practice, because he's a new photographer and he would love to practice making photos so that he can become better and become a professional and obviously start charging money for that. So, you know, I couldn't have made all these connections myself. I couldn't have foreseen that happening, you know. And the examples that I'm portraying here is just a beautiful example how powerful creative machines we are, and how we are always creating, and how we are always creating beautiful we can always create beautiful things in life if we are aware of where we're stuck in our lives and how we're sabotaging ourselves. We can reassign the power to what's true for us and create all these beautiful things. And as long as we keep choosing, you know, as long as we keep freeing ourselves from our limitations and keep choosing our visions of where we'd love to go, the next steps just magically appear in front of us. You know, now I'm gonna have a website, and then the photographer appeared, and now I have beautiful pictures. And, you know, step by step things are unfolding. We don't need to know all the steps. We don't need to plan everything. Everything that we need to create and all the steps that we need to take are just falling into place. They are coming to us in the right moment in time and space. So this is what I was reminded during this true next step, is that actually, you know, I don't need to worry about the next step in my very detailed plan, because the steps are revealing themselves to me in the right time and space that I need to see them and take that action. You know, it was obvious that I'm going to say yes to the photo shoot. It's obvious to say yes to the offer to have a website, right? It is just obvious. So this is the level, when I say obvious, this is what I mean. It becomes really obvious, straight into your face, that this is your next step. And the last thing that I was told by my intuition about my true next step is that for me, it's just part of the and the things that are coming up for me is resistance and thoughts and feelings and insecurities that are coming up for me are just part of the process. You know, they're just part of the process, so I can be aware of them, so that I can become aware of them, and not allow them to determine my outcomes. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and I really hope that you enjoy this technique, because this vision current reality bridge technique is one of the most powerful techniques that you will ever experience in your life, because it really clearly shows you where you are at the moment. It shows you where the direction that you're going, and it shows you the next step. And that is key, because as we said, you cannot go on a journey if you don't know where you're going. You cannot go to London if you don't know that London is your destination, right? But you also cannot go to London if you don't know where you are. You need to know where you are in order to get to your end destination. So in order to be, you need to be really, really clear of where you're going and where you are in order to have that next step, you know, that have clarity on the next step. And of course, all of that cannot be done rationally. If you do it with your rational mind, you just only recreate your past experiences, and you're technically not a creator. You're not a creator, because creator creates. You know, the creative orientation is tapping us into our creative nature and creating something from nothing and starting from zero, and you know, unleashing the beauty that we hold from within. So you cannot do that by looking at your past experiences and gaining wisdom out of that, because it's okay to learn from our past experiences, but the perception of our past experiences It's just very limited perception, and it can never give you the insight that your higher self can give you, because your higher self is that part of yourself that is connected through everything, through time and space, and has wisdom and knowing beyond our rational faculties and beyond our rational understanding. So never really trust your thoughts and feelings. Just never really trust it. They're never a representation of what's going on in reality. And during my session with the women that I work with, we clearly trace our thoughts and feelings and our definitions and our perceptions down to the root core of the beliefs that sit in our consciousness, in our unconscious mind. And when we see that, it's becoming really clear how they're not a true reflection of reality, because we see the beliefs they're coming from. And when we use our intuition to see what is the truth here, what is the truth in the situation, they're just the completely opposite end of spectrum. You know, what our thoughts and feelings, what we see and feel and experience in a situation, and it's not what really is going on. You know, it's not what really is going on. So, you know, I'm not going to go into too much details in this, because I've already shared examples in my previous videos, and if you haven't watched them, I strongly encourage you to, because it will really give you the background information that you need to know in order for you to do all these this beautiful technique of vision current reality bridge properly and intuitively, and really allow you to understand what creativity and intuition is, as opposed to the other mode of awareness that we have, the perception mode. So I strongly encourage you to go ahead and rewind those if you haven't seen them, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is a very exciting day, because tomorrow I'll give you your challenge, which I'm sure it will challenge you, but I'm sure it will be really exciting for you too, and it's designed to really connect you with your intuition even more powerfully. So if you stick around, you'll get this beautiful challenge that will literally just go through the roof with your intuition. So stick around, and I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, have a beautiful day, and sending you lots of love.